Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review, and as you can see by the lower third on my screen, the Twins spanked the Cubs today, and that's what we like to see following a pretty bad loss from last night. So really solid offensive game today. The pitching was on point. Everything went the Twins' way today, and this is the game that I would say we look to, and there have been others. The Yankees game where they scored 9 runs in the first, even the game where they scored 5 runs in the 12th. I think there was another game in there that they blew out another team. Like, these are the games where we can actually see how fiery, I think it's a great word, fiery this Twins offense can be. And yes, this isn't going to happen every time. We understand that. It comes and goes, but even if the Twins were half as good as they are in games like this on a regular basis, which I think they are more so than not, or at least they have the potential to be, they will win a lot of games and they will hit a lot of home runs and things will be very exciting. Like I said, the Twins won this game pretty handily. They spanked the Cubs 11-1, and it's coming off the back of Joe Ryan, but it's also coming off the back of Cole Sands and Moran. And honestly, I thought Sands was going to implode because, man, he was not good. But it was actually Moran who gave up the run. Neither one of those guys looked great. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but Ryan was almost perfect. So let's start with the hitting because there's just a lot more to go in this game than on the other side of it. Like I said, I want to talk about Ryan too. But in the first inning, the Nerfy did not hit today, and that's okay because Alex Kirilloff hit his first home run of the season, and he crushed that thing to left field. The pitcher today, who I'm probably going to butcher, Weneski, is that correct? He did not look good whatsoever. I'm surprised they let him go through 5 innings, and honestly, that's not good. I'm surprised that they let him go that far. He gave up 7 hits, 7 runs, and struck out 5, but gave up 4 home runs. Obviously, like I said, the first one was to Alex Kirilloff, and I'll talk about him a little bit more in a second, but I do want to mention the Twins should have won this game. They did. They obviously won this game, but they play very differently on a game where they probably shouldn't have lost the night before, right? So there have been several of these all season. They lose a pretty bad game. They lose 2 to the White Sox or whatever the case may be. They come back on that third game and they win. They dominate. They really do well offensively. Gallo, who went 2 for 5 today with 4 RBI, he hit a home run too. We'll talk about that. But he almost hit a home run in the first at-bat that he had. And that was, a mile high. If he was 2 millimeters, on top of that baseball, a little bit more so it didn't go as high and as short, it would have been even further than the one he actually hit out. So I just wanted to say that the Twins got to Weneski really early, and like I said, I don't know how he lasted 5 innings, but that's how the first inning went, was the Twins hit some really hard hit balls. Then the Twins added in the third. Let's go to the third inning, and let me go to all scoring because I don't like the way MLB does their little thing. Couple of runners on in the third. Joe Ryan got out of that, and then the Twins poured it on. Willie Castro led off the inning with a double. Jeffers walked. He had a good day. And then Gallo hit his 8th home run of the year. It went a long way, and it actually doesn't show the distance on here. I'm thinking that was 450 plus, and that's not even an exaggeration. That thing was absolutely crushed into the upper deck in right center field. It was his 8th home run of the year. It gave the Twins a 4-0 lead, and then Kirilloff backed him up with another home run. His 2nd home run in as many at-bats. The Twins went back-to-back. It was really Alex Kirilloff's day. I think they said that he had 10 total bases today. Is that true? I don't know. Let me pull up the box score again. He went 3 for 3 with 3 runs, 2 RBI, and had a double. So he had 10 total bases today. Wow, Gallo had 6 as well. The record was Kirby Puckett with 14. He went 6 for 6. And I'm not saying that Kirilloff should have stayed in the game. I get they're playing matchups. He probably should have stayed in the game, though, because of the score at that point, where it was 4 or 5 to nothing. That he would have gotten at least 2 more at-bats. I don't think he would have broken that record, but it would have been like super cool to see him get close or at least try. But yeah, Kirilloff, a really strong day as well. 3 for 3, as I said, 2 home runs. He's batting .438, and like I've said a few times in this series, it seems as if when the Twins hitters come off the IL, they do good. I mean, even Larnach today, who got called up because Kepler is on the injured list, he went 1 for 3 today. Like, I'm not saying that's perfect. He got a hit, which is great. It was a little busted bat single over the shortstop. And that is, like, just they come off the IL, they come up from AAA, and they're aggressive. They do good. That's the kind of hitting that this Twins team can be really good at. And I think they need to do more of that. They need to be more aggressive. Anyway, let's keep it going. In the 5th inning then, a couple of more home runs because, like I said, the Twins hit 5 home runs today. All of their runs came off the home run ball, if I'm not mistaken, or at least it was up until the last inning where they scored runs in the 8th. In the 5th inning, it was Polanco's turn. He had a great at-bat, really grinded that whole thing. I think it was like 8 or 9 pitches, hit a home run his 3rd of the year down the right field line. That added a couple of more runs. It was, 7 to nothing at this point. The Cubs did get one in the top of the 7th off of Moran, but then in the bottom of the 7th, what's one name I haven't talked about yet, right? Carlos Correa. He was 0 for 3 at this point. It seemed like everybody else was going to be doing well, and I was going to come on here and absolutely blister Carlos Correa for just being so bad. But then in his last 2 at-bats, he hit a home run in the 7th, which was really great. I think he was in a 1-2 count or a 2-strike count at least, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I thought that's what it was, and I was impressed when he actually launched that thing to the deepest part of the park. So that was really good. Somebody's like power washing the side of the building right now, so apologies for that. But then in the 8th inning, the Twins came up again. Gallo hit a double, which scored a run. And then Carlos Correa hit a ground ball off the third base bag, 2 runs scored, and the Twins went up 11-1 and ended up winning this game pretty easily. On the pitching side of things, that was the offense. They had 11 runs on 13 hits today. That's like domination. Like, I think spanked was a good word because they should have probably had the shutout, but then to do what they did today offensively, it might have been one of the better performances, of course, because they hit 5 home runs, but they still, only went 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and that's good. Like, that's average, I would say, or what they need to be, but only 4 for 7. They could have had more. 5 guys left on base. They could have had more, and we're not going to harp on that because of what they did today, but just, that's really good. Polanco, Gallo's double, and Correa all had 2-out hits as well. Really good day. On the pitching side of things, like I said, I just want to cover Joe Ryan. He's 6-1 on the year. He has been dominant, and today his fastball was up to 95 pretty consistently. That has not happened this year. He's been around that 92, 93 range, but pumped it up today, and I think that really surprised some of the Cubs hitters. Obviously, they don't see him a lot, but for him to come out pumping gas was awesome. 6 innings, 4 hits, a little bit of, like I said, a worrier. He gave up a couple of hits in the first couple of innings, but then continued to be solid the rest of the game. Didn't give up any run, only walked 1 and struck out 10. I believe that is a season high, and regardless if it's not, 10 strikeouts is good for Joe Ryan. When, yes, he's gotten 6-7 strikeouts a lot, but to step it up a notch today, he was really good with that fastball. They talk about his command all the time, but he was really working that strike zone today, really worked the fastball, and he continued to lower his ERA. He has, like I said, has had 1 bad start, 2 bad starts, but he has been really, really good. And I saw today as a tweet, it's like, what did the Twins give up to get Joe Ryan? They gave up Nelson Cruz for 2 months to go to the Rays, and they got Joe Ryan. That could be one of the greatest trades the Twins have ever made. One of them. But yeah, he's 6 innings today, just what the Twins needed. Did awesome. And then Moran, like I said, threw 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, walked a guy, gave up a run. It wasn't great. Cole Sands really struggled. 5 walks, struck out 2, but did not allow any runs. He had the bases loaded, I think, there in the end. Bellinger hit one to the right fielder to end the game. That would have obviously made it a little bit closer, but yeah, the Twins get a great win today. They didn't even play Buxton. They did not even play their arguably supposed to be superstar best hitter on the team. They had a weird lineup today, but it worked, and that's what you want to see. The Twins do not have a lot of consistency in their lineup, but this is exactly what you want to see. Is lots of offense on not even a super sunny day. This game obviously started in a rain delay for 2 hours, so everyone was sitting around. Like, to come out, be aggressive, to hit a lot of home runs, that's awesome. And that's what you want to see from this Twins team on a consistent basis. Are they going to score 5 home runs a game? Probably not, but having multiple guys on base, Gallo's 3-run home run, Polanco's 2-run home run, good. Like, that's the stuff they don't do a ton of. Having a 3 in the run column in the 8th inning off of a double and a single, like, that doesn't happen to the Twins a lot. So a really good game, home runs, hitting wise, defense, they didn't have any errors, pitching was really good from their starter. That's a complete game. That's a good game, and I'm glad that the Twins actually did something. By the way, last thing I want to say, Correa is up to 200 on the year. He got a 2 for 5 day, a multi-hit day. That doesn't happen a lot either. So, just some good things to note, though, and I'm happy that the Twins get the win today. Still in first place, 22-18 on the year. Let's go get the series win tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Peace out.